Guys, another video for you. Today, I checked, cause I went to check whether I have done SpiderMan or not, but it turns out I don't. So this video is going to be the, as it says in the title, the Far From Home review. But those who still haven't seen it, they'll be try this short recap sort of sense, as it were, So this one is basically kind of takes place after Endgame, and it does explain a bit about the snap, and also what happened. So how it affected different people as well, and also this time Spidey is trying to look for the new Iron Man sort of sense. Kind of also trying to come up with the grief and, like I said, the effect of it, since Tony was kind of Peter's father figure, so that's why it's kind of he doesn't really want to be a hero. This one doesn't want to fight or anything. So, but obviously, he gets introduced to the Sentinels, not Sentinels, sorry, the Elementals, which are different, obviously, elements, as it says. But he also meets Quentin Beck, who's Mysterio, who in the comics is actually a bad guy, and for those who already know, obviously, a bad guy, obviously, but that, and also have Spidey or Peter trying to come to terms with it, but also trying to juggle now his school life even more with his work life as well, which is the superhero life. So trying to live up to Tony's expectations, trying to basically be like him, literally new Iron Man as well. So trying to be like that. What else can I say without spoiler? But I guess the thing I really say is that now what I'm just because most people probably have seen it. So obviously, as you know, mostly because he finds out that obviously Quentin Beck isn't a hero from another universe. He's actually from this Earth. Well, he is technically basically got brought there, and he's actually a villain who's actually hates Peter. No, so he does hate Peter a bit, but he mainly hates Tony. Mostly because that Etion. No, I'm sorry, that's something. So I forgot what it's called now, but the from I think Captain America, I think it was, where it was saying about the technology that it turns out that's Quentin Beck's technology, and obviously not just him, but a few people from different Marvel movies, such as there's a scientist guy I remember I forgot his name, but I know he was in the first one where he had to try and build the armor from Tony's old one, Tony's first one. So the guy who's the father figure to Tony, sort of sense, that scientist was working for him in that first one, and is obviously angry, and obviously, in fact, there's quite a lot of them who want something in common. They all hate each other, hate Tony and stuff like that. So that's why they all come together, and you also have obviously him being an illusionist, and it turns out, obviously, surprise, surprise, that the elementals are actually his illusions, to make it seem that he's a superhero, and to make it seem that he can be the new Iron Man, so it's a new hero that people need, since the Avengers are all gone now and Tony's dead, and also have everyone's doing own thing, so that's why. And obviously Peter also ends up actually coming back, as it were, and then he ends up obviously defeating him, but by thinking and using illusions against him, trying to close his eyes and focus his spider senses, or as he calls it, Peter Dinkle. So that, but then obviously you have the credits, obviously him and Mary Jane are actually together. Also now, and then you also have the credit scene where obviously they're dating as well. And then there's another end credit scene, last one, where you have J. Jonah Jameson, who's back and played by, I forget his name, but he was the guy who was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man as J. Jonah Jameson, him. It's nice to have him back in the role. And as it turns out, Quentin Beck also had this thing, like recorded this video and edited it to make it seem that he's, like I said, the victim, the hero. Sort of like, how like obviously a lot of times it is in the media where sometimes what you see isn't true. So in that case, it was exactly that, where he's like, it made it look like the drone attack was actually done by Peter, and the whole fact about, Peter's a villain, so since, Spider's a villain, and revealed that, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and then Peter's like, oh, crap. How that sort of sense. That's it. And what I like about it is, obviously, continuation as well, and I know it's kind of obvious, but the fact that Mysterio being a villain, sort of sense, I also like the relationship between Happy and Peter, with also Happy actually seeing that Peter's kind of like Tony, new Iron Man. I do like kind of the setup that maybe Peter can actually take over, like, the Tony's, not identity, not a sort of sense, but trying to be not like him, but like be his own identity, but being like the hero people love as well. That, and yeah, quite a few that I liked, but still, the thing that I didn't like was still that, like I liked and I didn't like that, the whole Quentin Beck villain thing, quite obvious, like Peter getting fooled, sort of sense, because of that his identity was revealed. But then you also have, the thing I didn't like was that they forced kind of this love triangle sort of sense as well, like between this guy who was like the kid before the snap and he wasn't affected, and then now he's like obviously 5 years later, so it's like obviously the whole love triangle. I didn't like how also they forced the relationship thing, and even like with Ned, his relationship that May just met on the plane. And obviously they knew each other because like Ned and his girlfriend, but it was like literally just like even feels like, I swear you literally just sat down next to each other. How the hell are you not together? I know the flight's long, but still. But anyway, yeah. Well, I didn't like also how, obviously now it was that Sony taken over from Marvel now, so obviously left with that. So, but obviously now Marvel's way back, so hopefully they can actually just continue it, but where I left off from. So seeing how what they do now. Oh, also there's another scene as well. I forgot, like where a little bit obvious, but where he's actually a Skrull, as in Nick Fury, and he's like, obviously the real one is up space. But I hate going to what I didn't like as well, where it's like they had him there, and it's like also kind of like the whole should be a bit obvious as well, but also like the fact that like I said obviously like what about Maria as a real one? I don't know, and I guess that's it really, because I've got quite a lot to say about it, but don't want to say too much. I probably have said quite a lot anyway. They'll check the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my channel for previous videos and comment below what videos I want to do, and also let me know what you guys thought about Far From Home. Do you like it or not? What's your favourite part in that? And also what do you think of that, the whole Sony buying it? And I think they announced today Marvel buying it again. Basically, what do you guys think of it? And also, if you guys have seen it, yeah, Far From Home, what's your predictions for the maybe next Spider-Man or whatever, if if they continue it, yeah, and not like a reboot sort of sense, where they carry on from still with, you know, him and Tom Holland and stuff, you know, they don't change the cast or anything and do another origin story and stuff. Just keep it as it is, so just literally a continuation. Anyways, let me know, and I shall see you guys maybe next time. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and also I hope you have a great weekend as well. And I shall catch you guys next time. Signing out.